Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Sudeep, and in this video we will discuss how to overcome sudden challenges in our life. Are there certain ways which we can use or some mental models which we can develop in our head so that we can overcome these challenges in a better way? So we shall find out in this video. So the first thing is, sudden challenges do come in all our lives. It could be related to our health, it could be related to our family, it could be related to our work, it could be related to any financial issues which might be facing or which might be coming to us suddenly. So what are the certain ways which you can look at to tackle these situations? The first thing is not to have an emotional response to that particular situation. Like, don't look at it as it like, why did it happen to me? Take the emotions out. When you keep the emotions out, you will look at the reality of the situation. You will see, okay, this is how it has happened. Okay, I've had a job loss, or I've lost a certain amount of money. And instead of having the blame game, you will then go into finding out what are the reasons behind which it has happened. Is there a particular reason, at least in my understanding, whether this has happened to me? Or if there is no reason you can find out, then maybe you can work towards the solution. But if you just go into the blame game or the self blame game, which we usually put ourselves into, like, why did this happen to me, you will never be able to get out of the situation and work towards the solution. So that is the first thing. The second thing is not to cloud your judgment with anger. Whenever you develop anger at a particular thing, say it is directed towards a particular person or it is just directed towards a particular situation, you will cloud your judgment and you will not be able to make clear decisions. So it is like, these two famous quotes come to me where they say anger is like a hot coal which you're holding in your hand while waiting it to throw at the other person, so you yourself are going to get burnt by it. Or some other quote says that it's a poison, anger is a poison that you drink and you are expecting the other person to die. So in both these things, what we realize is that anger is not going to help us. It is going to work against us. It will cloud our judgment and we might make all the wrong decisions. So you have to be very, very careful not to get your emotions and your anger into this situation. The other thing I would like to tell you is, when somebody is a rational person, he will develop indifference to the things which are outside his control. This is a famous tweet by Naval Ravikant, and you can always follow this particular dictum. What it says is, like, when you are a person and when you know that this particular situation I am not going to be able to change it, so you just develop some indifference towards it. So there are three things Naval says that you can do. Either you can accept a situation, or you can change a situation, or you can just leave it. So these are the only three things you can do: change it, accept it, or you can leave it. Beyond this, and if it is beyond your control, just develop indifference to that thing. So it is something which has happened, you cannot change it, so you have to move on. You have to find a solution, or you have to find or go on a different path altogether. But don't try to just keep thinking about it when you know that there is no solution in your foreseeable in your mind, that you cannot develop a solution towards it. The other thing is to have a lack of fear. I know this is very difficult. When there is a new situation which comes, we will develop fear, which is very, very natural to happen. But when you develop a fear, you have to at least have that understanding inside you that, okay, I am now feeling this fear and I have to try to work through this fear. You cannot suppress it, you cannot hide it, but what you can do is at least you can understand that you have a fear inside you against this particular situation. So it's okay even if you work with that fear. You can do things even when you are scared, that's fine. But you have an understanding that I am feeling this emotion of fear inside me. When you have that understanding, automatically the fear starts reducing, because the fear is otherwise going to hamper your clarity in your thoughts, and it is going to not let you make rational decisions. So the fear is not going to be very helpful. The other thing is, now say you've done all these things, you've kept your emotions out, you've kept your anger out, you have not blamed other people, you've sort of developed an indifference to the problem which has happened to it, and you know that you have to work with certain fear in your mind. Then what you do is you have to then have a first principles understanding of the situation. Like, break the problem into its individual components. Like, say it is finding a new job. What are the ways I can find a new job? How I can find new jobs? By using my old contacts. What are the new listings which are available? So this is basically breaking down the problem into its individual smaller components and working from the ground upwards. So this is like the first principles way of thinking. So in this way, from going from a place of fear, you will now transform yourself into a place of a very confident person, and you will keep that setback or that new challenge behind you, and you will then work towards a solution so that you can overcome it in your future. This could be even be applicable to students who are giving an exam and unfortunately they don't get a good result. We all have suffered that. I have suffered it myself. I may not have passed my DNB exam in the first attempt, but I did pass it in the second attempt. So at that point I did not realize, but looking back, what I did is these similar things. I had to start working, keeping that rejection behind me, and only when I kept the rejection behind me and I started studying again properly, only then I could then pass the exam. But if I just kept blaming myself for it, or I kept blaming somebody else for it, I had a fear that I'll never pass the exam again. So I could not have passed the exam in my second attempt. So at that point I never realized that these are the principles I have to use. But now when I reflect back and I think, these are the exact same things I had to use. I didn't have to keep any anger in my mind. I did not have to keep fear in my mind. I had to have a non-emotional response to this situation. I had to start thinking from first principles. So where did I go wrong? Which questions did not get correctly? Where did I or where I should have been working more? So which questions or which chapters I should pay more attention to? What are my weak areas? How should I focus on my weak areas to get them more stronger? Maybe get a study partner so you can study with your colleague, and then develop a study schedule so that you can then study and pass the exam together. So I hope that this video has helped you and you can get at least some points out of it which can be helpful in your life, and you can move on and overcome these challenges. So I wish you all the best, and thank you, and see you in the next video.